What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, let me adjust this here. Hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I apologize for that. I had to make some studio adjustments. But guys, listen, I'm going to talk to you today about something that was pretty cool that happened. You know, I thought it was going to be something bad, but it wound up being something good. If you remember, this young lady up here, I did a story about her last week because her name had surfaced in the news. This girl right here is Jalisa Edwards out of Florida. Now, she was the one, if you don't remember in some of the video I did last week, was the one that went on the date nap, went to the guy's house and got into a fight for her life and was subsequently arrested and blamed for the whole thing. And this morning, a little bit of backstory while I'm making this video, I got notified on my Instagram, and it was a family member, a close family member. And it was her mother. And she let me know, hey, you got the story wrong, and we need to talk. I must admit, I wound up interacting with her, talking back with her, well, contacting her. And it was a very, very good conversation, guys. It was a very enlightening conversation. Things went so well between me and this lady, you know what I'm saying, that I wound up being able to interview Jalisa Edwards myself. And I got to say something, guys. When she was on TV and she was talking, and I made, I'm a content creator. We make these videos, give our assumption of what's given to us through the media and stuff. But sometimes there are a lot of blanks missing, and both her and her mother filled those blanks in perfectly. And I got to say, I believe what she said. You know, dealing with people, you get a chance and you start talking to people and stuff, you learn to read people, whether they're telling you the truth or not. You can also sympathize with people through struggles that they go through when you yourself has went through said struggles. What this girl told me, I believed. I had assumptions in my head. As content creators, when we make videos, there are certain things we can and can't say. When I saw the video, I was shocked that they showed this on the media in such graphic detail, number one, that it painted a picture in my mind that they were getting us out here to show how crazy women were. I even gave the woman a juggernaut name, which they laughed about. And, that was cool. She's like, yeah, well, I like the juggernaut thing. But I think in this case, it doesn't apply. My channel, sometimes it'll make you laugh, make you cry, but most importantly, it'll make you think. And that's all I'm trying to do on YouTube. Get people to think independently and get out of the shock and awe of being triggered when they see certain things. And I do a good job of that for the most part. And especially getting my point across. I spoke to these folks today. Now, before I get into this, let me tell you something about these people. These are damn good people, respectable people, educated people. So, I mean, they speak well. You could tell they smart. They had no reason to contact me alive. She just wanted to say her side of the story. And I got to admit, like I said, I believe it. She gave me permission, exclusive permission, to tell what she told me. And I'm going to extend it to you. They didn't name the guy's name in the story. His name is Brandon. Now, I'm not going to say his last name or anything like that because, I mean, it's over and done with. But I said this a lot of times a long time ago, but these date naps, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. If a guy doesn't have his own place, his own money, you understand what I'm saying? His own car, done deal, move on. You can't build with somebody and you can't build the foundation with somebody that doesn't have either all of the tools or none of the supplies. And that goes for men and women. You guys agree or disagree? So many times we give the benefit of the doubt to people out here, be it a man or a woman, because we want something so bad that we think we can either fix somebody or give a little about what we got to bring them up to our level to move forward together and build something. Or three, we just don't want to be by ourselves, which is the worst one. Now, regardless of any of those three, they're all worthy of walking away. It's not worth the trouble. And it usually ends badly for the person that believed they could do something with someone with inadequate supplies or equipment for a relationship. I'm going to run this down to you, what was told to me. I believe it because, and I'll go back and forth with the video talking with you guys of why I believe it. First thing is, when I got on the phone with her, after we got past the pleasantries, and she was very nice, she said, first thing out of her mouth, Steve, there was no sex. She called Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, there was no sex. I give a hell of a respect because that's not the response I was expecting. Here, this girl has been getting drugged through the mud, in the media and other places, saying she was crazy and the aggressor and stuff. But here she is talking to somebody that she wants to tell a story to, and the first thing out her mouth, and I want you to listen to me, guys, was her getting a hold and telling me all about, the respect factor. She cared about her self-respect. That right there, I was like, okay, I give you respect. You know what I'm saying? I give her respect. After that, she went into the story. Another thing that they didn't say on the show, there was no sex when she went and stayed with the guy. Second thing is, they were talking for over a month. She decides it's time, goes and meets the guy, stays over at the house. Come to find out, the house wasn't his. She found that out when she got there. He didn't have no car. Found that out. And he didn't have money in this situation. Next day, they wake up, watch the movie, fell asleep. Next day, woke up, right? Wind up leaving out. The way they planned the day, they were going to be out all day. They went shopping to a couple of things. She saw flags all day. Supposedly, the man went to the store, didn't have no money. They went in the store. She going and picking up some things, get back in the car. This guy done stole out the store. That's the first flag. Second flag was this. They wind up going to a casino. Goes to the casino. He don't have no money to the casino. Remember in the video, she kept saying, give me my money back. Supposedly, the guy trying to play it off calls his mom and asks for money. He don't have a Cash App card for her to give her the money. He throws a tantrum on the phone and is just going off on her like, give me the money. Jalisa steps in, Cash App me the money and I give you the money through him. Talk to the mom, hey, Cash App me the money. I get the money to him. Gives the money. He claims, hey, I'll give it back to you when we get back to the house. That old okie doke excuse. Fair enough. Go to the casino. Do what they do. Come back. But this is the key. They go to the casino. She said when they went to the casino, all of a sudden he disappeared. Out of them having a good time, he just disappears. Hey, I'll be right back, he tells her. Said for an hour, guys, he was gone, missing in the casino. She's like, where you at? Not answering the phone, not answering the text messages. Hey, I'm leaving. She leaves. Says she gets halfway down the road. He calls her, why'd you leave me? Can you come back and get me? She says she felt bad. She didn't want to go out like that. So she turns around and goes back. That I understand too. She goes back there, picks the guy up, gets in the car. He says, hey, let me use your charger. She says, okay, well, I have a different phone than you. I can't remember. She said she had a Samsung and he had an Apple. Or she had an Apple and he had either way. She was like, why would you need that? Gives her the charger. Now, you see this part on the charger? This little piece? She said he pulls out powdered cocaine and commits to doing a line in the car with her. She looks like, what the hell? Now she says, okay, that's the deal breaker. It ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Now she did say, and I'm not taking away from it, because I said, why would he do that in front of you? You know, kids smoke their little weed or whatever. She said, you know, she hit, hey, you know, they shared a blunt or whatever kids do nowadays. So I guess that made it open to where he was pulled this out. Cause I'm like, why would he whip that out in front? See what I'm saying? Does the stuff, whatever, get to the house. When they get to the house, right? They're sitting in the car. He winds up going in the house. It ain't going to work out. Let him know it ain't going to work out. He gets out the car. When he gets out the car and goes upstairs, if you remember, and I'm going to put the video in the pop-ups at the end so you can go see it. You'll hear her say, because she kept going back like, this is why I said this is why I said. She says, when she said, wait a minute, I left my stuff in the house. And let me tell you something. The clothes he had on when he was fighting on her were her clothes. He saw some of the clothes she had, and he was like, yo, let me wear that. So he went out the next day on the date wearing her stuff. Yeah. Her stuff he was wearing when he was fighting her. No car, lived with his mother, didn't have money. Get to the house, right? She says, wait a minute. I left my stuff in the house. And this is what she said she left, guys. She left the clothes that he was wearing, her clothes, other clothes, changed clothes, her bags there because she was planning to stay in again. Her other phone charger for the house and her AirPods. She said, I worked hard for it. It sounds fickle, but I mean, I liked them. I worked hard for it. I didn't think he would not give them back, even though we didn't work out. Said she texted him on the phone. Hey, as he was going in the house, hey. He blocks her because he's upset. She said she kept trying to call him. Now she know he blocked her. It pissed her off. She went up there, and that explains the aggressive knock, guys. That explains the aggressive knock. I'm like, why you knock on the door so crazy? She said, because he blocked me. Like, you know, hey, you beat for your stuff. I'm keeping it. Like, that would make anybody mad. I'm like, okay. She runs upstairs, right? Knocks on the door. He lets her in. You seen the video. You kept hearing her say, give me my money. I'm not leaving until you give me my stuff. You know, he's arguing, get out my house, get out my house. Childish antics. And we've seen this a lot. People will have something of yours and they'll say, get out of here, leave, or something like that. Like, because they can tell you to leave, it's their establishment, but your stuff is in said establishment. What do you do? What do you do? Men and women alike, what do you do? She stood up for herself, which, I mean, I still don't agree. Like, her phone and stuff was in the house too. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with it. If you watch the video, when he was acting crazy and she ran outside and all this other stuff, he wound up grabbing a car and taking off in the car. When you seen her in the video, guys, where she's throwing pots and throwing knives and just sitting around in the house by herself, she locked him out the house when he took her car. So you take my car, now you ain't getting back in your house. All the while, this camera's rolling, and I want you guys to pay attention. Remember that camera? I'm like, why would the surveillance camera, and it's like a security type camera, why would that be rolling in the house? I'll explain that soon. After he comes back to the house and comes back in, all hell breaks loose. Now, the fighting gets going. They said, some reports say stabbed 50 times. Other reports said stabbed 60 times. Ladies and gentlemen, what I was told today on the phone, 106 times she was either slashed, cut, or stabbed with that knife. It was a lot of blood on that floor. It's messed up. The reason why the police came, and I want you to hear this, the reason why the police came, guys, was because the camera was recording the whole thing, and his mother, the boy's mother, works in some way, shape, or form with Miami-Dade police. She saw it and sent units there. If that didn't happen, we don't know what would have happened. My thing is this. I asked her, I said, why didn't you just leave? That explains why she didn't just leave. He was high, supposedly high off of drugs. The guy has a lengthy criminal background. I went and looked it up to verify. Now, they don't talk. They're permitted to not talk about it. But I mean, she wanted to tell her side of the story. I gave her the platform. Listening to her, she was very respectful. You know, you could see she was a good person. You can tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, she not drama. She not in the street like that. But I mean, she acted a fool because she felt as though she was victimized. She said the media chopped up certain things and made the story look more impressive for them to get their ratings. And, you know, media does things the way the media does. So, I mean, she used my platform to tell a story. And I honestly believe her because, I mean, she was going back and forth to the video and breaking it down. That's respect. She didn't have to call me. She didn't. And I'll give you another thing. She never said anything bad about the guy. And I want you guys to hear this. This is another reason. This is one of the big reasons I believe her. She said she was locked up a month and a half in jail right before she could get out. When she got out, she said she was so torn up from this whole situation. They were trying to, you know, she didn't want to face the jury because the way the story was put out there, it was big news. It was reporters all over bothering her and stuff like that. When she got out of the hospital, she just wanted this whole thing to go away. She took the deal because she was scared. If you take the jury, and I feel this is a lot of things, a lot of us guys know, and people that have been incarcerated, girls alike, when you're in jail and you sitting there, sometimes you ain't did nothing, but they'll give you a deal of probation, but you just want to get out of jail so bad that you'll take it. And I think she fell victim to that. She just wanted this thing to be done. They offered her 2 years probation and take an anger management class. She was like, oh, okay, whatever. Because they was going to charge her something. That's that okie doke they do when you in jail. If you know what I'm saying, you don't have a paid lawyer and stuff like that, and they'll run you through the ringer. That's why I'm like, I don't see how people keep going to crime and committing crime without money for legal representation, because you're going to get smoked every time. You're not a person. Nobody cares why you did something or what you did. They only care that they can get money out of you and lock you up and have it look like some type of justice was done. They're going to get their money. Just hoping you in jail makes people rich. You understand what I'm saying? I applaud both her and her mother, Zakiya. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? But just coming and saying their story. And I felt this only right when people come to me and talk to me and tell me, hey, Steve, you know, it didn't happen like that, for me to give them a chance to speak. Now, she didn't want to come on here and say anything because, you know, they have a lawyer, and the lawyer just tell them, you know, hey, whatever. But they can speak through me, and I spoke. Domestic violence is something out here, and it's starting to happen at a younger and younger age. It's like younger people nowadays don't understand the value of love, or they don't understand the relationship, the sacredness of a bond between a man and a woman. If you're not ready to date, you shouldn't step out there. This guy didn't have his own place. And I'm going to tell you something. He lived with his mom. She went over there and seen all of that stuff. I'll pay you the money when they go back to the house. Blocked her phone, locked her out, had her stuff. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. I can't. See, but this is what messed her up. When he said, get out, get out, get out, and she said no and sat down, then it looked like she was the aggressor, meaning all of this stuff happened to you because you know how the law is. They look at it a certain way because you refused to leave. Then you notice when she had the knife, he grabbed her, she let the knife go. Get off me, get off me. She used better judgment. She said, I thought. You know, he didn't punch her, he just grabbed her. So she let the knife go, and that's when he pinned her down on the thing, like on my thumb there. It's not right to go through anything like that. And I told her, I said, you're lucky you survived. And she said, yeah, I know. She wants the thing to go away, but she wanted to say her story. And she, luckily enough, her and her mother trusted in me to tell the story. This guy seemed like he gave off bum vibes. She wasn't raised like that. Her family history, being with a man in the house and all this other stuff, like her mother said, hey, she know better, but sometimes, and I was victim of this when I was younger, you give people the benefit of the doubt and you just think they're having a bad day or off day. And sometimes this can be the result. I only speak about these stories, man, because I care. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I would not want to see any of this happen to my subscribers or my subscribers' kids. And that's why I talk about this stuff. We have serious problems out here, not just in the black community, but in all communities. This domestic violence thing is on the rise. Child abuse, all type of abuse is on the rise. It used to be fun being a kid, or it used to be fun with having the perspective of being in love. Now it's like you got to be careful that the person that you pick for your forever, or that you want to vet for it to be forever, might be you forever sleeping under the ground instead of the other way, moving forward in life, building something that's precious and worth it. Once again, shout out to Jalisa Edwards, having the courage to come on here, give me the opportunity to speak through her, and shout out to her mom, Zakira. They good people. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. She's still healing. Hopefully he's healing and learning from it as well. But I mean, sometimes as men, if you ain't got yourself together, get yourself together before you go out there and try to be something where you know that you're not. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.